Joint Technical Secretariat which supported Project Bench financially pretty much, but also I think morally as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I work at the County Administrative Board and of Östergötland, of course, and so we're the lead partner for this project. And this is a fantastic day for me because we've been working for 3 years with this project. And it's been a lot of hard work, but also very interesting. So I would like to tell you a little bit about the project, because today we have mirrored the thematic areas in the project, but really not discussed very much about the concrete results. Yes, and this is a little bit as we have, I think we have already mentioned, this is a pilot project. We've actually done something that we haven't tried before. And the aim has been that take better advantage of established contacts with China and through cooperation to the benefit of the industry. And so the initial questions were, would it be fruitful to collaborate cross-border to take better use of these contacts? And how could it be done? So as you see, this is very basically thinking. And to start with, I have had a fantastic group, fantastic partners to work with in this project. But actually, we have discussed together, how could this be done? It wasn't self-evident to start with. And so what we have done is that we have looked into 3 thematic focus areas. We have developed work methods, tried them out, and hopefully inspired others, and possibly given them the opportunity to avoid our failures. Did we have any failures? No, okay, no. Right, and the countries involved, you've already heard about that. But from Sweden, it has been Östergötland, and in Finland, southern part of Finland, it is the regions Päijät-Häme and parts of Uusimaa. And actually, the whole of Estonia, focusing on the cities of Tallinn and Tartu. And as you've already heard today, I mean, these regions, these countries, I should say, have a lot of skills interesting for the Chinese market, well-established contacts. And as you saw on this map, I mean, we are very, not far from each other, very nicely situated around the center of the Baltic Sea. And we have 9 project partners have participated on this. And we have actually had a kind of triple helix concept with representatives from the public society, the universities, and the trade and industry. And so I will continue very quickly. The 3 thematic focus area. We have been focusing on the companies to start with. We would like to increase the knowledge of what kind of support the companies, the SMEs, would need to do business with China and to facilitate the development of these contacts. So there has been a lot of applied research involved in this project. And when it comes to investments, we wanted to look into, could we develop work methods to jointly work with this and to see if we could attract Chinese investments to this region. And also inbound Chinese delegations. We wanted to improve the work methods handling the incoming Chinese delegations, as we are very glad to have a lot of contacts with China, and there are lots of very good qualified Chinese delegations visiting us, but we wanted to find methods to work with those matters more efficiently. And this picture, here I've tried to demonstrate a little bit about the target groups. You can see that the circles, they represent the main target groups for the project activities. And the target groups are from the bottom up. It is the project partners, business support actors, the different kinds of support actors, both public and semi-public. The SMEs, obviously, also our contacts in China, other EU regions, and the EU programs and the EU Commission. And also, if you look at the squares to the right, they present the outcome and the connections to different target groups. So if we look at briefly at the squares from the bottom up, we have this new collaboration between us. That is something totally new. We hadn't worked together earlier. And that has been so very rewarding. And actually also during the project time, we have also found new areas and new questions, even if it hasn't been as big as this 3-year project, to cooperate on. We have also built our competence very much. We have a lot of the research results. And I would also like to mention here that we have a lot of the research results are presented in the final report. I hope you have got it, all of you. And also the results are also presented briefly in this result and conclusions. And I hope you have gotten that one too. And also, there have been a lot of networking while working with the project. We have developed work methods and models. We have also produced a checklist. I won't go into this in detail. There are information about all of this in the reports, so you will have to read them. And also produced training courses for the SMEs. A digital handbook for SMEs, and actually that one is not, the project is not quite finalized yet. This handbook will be published and released in the middle of April. So unfortunately, we cannot demonstrate it, but I can assure you it will be very good. And those responsible, mainly responsible for this handbook is the University of Tartu. So we can be very sure that this will be excellent. And also, we have produced visit packages and programs, and this has been very interesting because we heard in the panel discussion just now that there was a discussion about packaging tourism experiences. And that has been also a part of this. What are the most important areas of interest to the Chinese, and that where we can excellence. And so that is also areas we have been looking into. We have also produced a joint marketing material. It is in both English and Chinese. We have experienced a Nordic week where we jointly invited an investment delegation from China. And we have had a lot of Nordic room seminars in China with a joint promotion. You have seen the movie clip about that. And also in the report, recommendations for others that would like to do the same thing as we have done. And so I hope you will look into that. And if we look at some statistics, when it comes to raised competence in the project, we have produced 14 mini case studies of SMEs and 3 deep case studies of successful SMEs. And we had from the very start already set targets for these. And we have had 22 seminars with experts introduced presented to SMEs. And then in these seminars, by December, 271 different SMEs had taken part in the seminars, and the target was 60, so we were very happy about that. A model for training SMEs, as I mentioned, and a digital handbook. When it comes to business activities, 35 SMEs have developed qualified business contacts with China, supported by the Bench project, and the target was 15. In China, 212 Chinese companies and organizations took part in the Bench seminars, and the target was 50. But you know, it's very hard to know when you start something like this, what could we expect? But we have been very successful according to what we expected, so it's been very good. We actually had a target for 1 to 2 investments, and that maybe was a bit optimistic. But anyway, we have, during this time, 1 non-disclosure agreement that have been signed, and that is a good start because a lot of agreements must be signed before you have an actual investment, so that's a good start. 60 investment objects in the Bench regions have been presented to Chinese investors, and 300 companies in these regions have received information regarding Chinese investments. And then when it comes to networks and cooperation, because that is something that's very important when it comes to set targets and also this program that has been supporting the project. And we have fulfilled what we had planned to do. So we have already had some very good networking experiences. And we have had 1 joint research program, and we have developed working methods. And the program that has been supporting this project is the Interreg 4A, Central Baltic Program. And actually, the total project budget has been almost 2 million euros. And the European Regional Development Fund has contributed with some 1.5 million euros. And so we're very grateful for that. And this was very brief. I could talk about this much more and go into the different parts because we have a lot to tell. But now you got some information, and hopefully in these reports you also find the contact information to the different partners. And if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to contact us. And I know that Bo Storank, who is an important program official from the Central Baltic Program Office in Turku in Finland, would like to say a couple of words. So I don't know, Bo, if you would like to come up here or say something.
But before I would like to thank Annika actually for this, not only for this presentation, but actually for this sending me an email about the year was 2008 about this idea, this crazy idea, and also involving Finnish people, and somehow how this thing was done, and without this thing we wouldn't have had this nice forum either. So I would like to give a big hug to Annika and a small present. And now, yes, Bo Storank, please, the floor is yours.
Okay. So, thank you very much. You are the important people. I will deliver some information, some messages, some reflections, but you have made this day a success, and first and foremost, the Bench project has been successful. Now we can finally see some of the results, but you have been working intensely for 3 years, and this is my main point today as also representing the funding organization that is one of the many EU programs, the Central Baltic Program. Thank you very much, all of you that have been working in the bench projects, and hopefully you will also, after the official closure in May this year, continue your networking, and I think that you have already actually been thinking a lot about how to continue the cooperation, and that's maybe where I could mention some outlooks for the future as well. I would also like to thank all of you who has organized this day here. The venue has been fantastic, and also the program, the setting with, as Annika said, mirroring the theme first during one full day and then in the end summarizing it, showing that actually this has been what the project was all about. I like this approach very much. Unfortunately, I don't have any gifts, so maybe first go to China and learn a bit about the Chinese culture. I come back and send something as a package later on from Turku. Our program has the main office in Turku, and myself working in Turku and the secretariat. Yes, a project has always a beginning and an end. And that's also true when it comes to all the different EU programs. As you know, we are now in 2013 and the end of one funding period. It means that by now very many people engaged in programming the future when it comes to EU funding are looking into the years 2014, 2020. That's also what's happening in the Central Baltic region. What I can tell is that there will be a new program. It will be called the Central Baltic Program. Unfortunately, I can't tell you that much more about the focus of the new program. We are now in a very interesting phase where the member states are looking into this, and of course then also going through what the current program has delivered and what is still to come by the end of this year. And I think that there, for instance, what Bench has produced is going to be very useful. You have, for instance, combined now this field of SMEs going abroad, looking into the environmental sector and so on, and not really knowing what will be the emphasis in the next program. We really look into the outputs of the projects, and as also visible from the overview Annika presented here, I think you can be very happy with the results, and we also as a program really. Yes, I think that would be it, Peter.
Thank you, Mr. Storek. And now we will have closing words by Ms. Elisabeth Nilsson, Governor of Östergötland.
Thank you, and thank you all for participating and contributing today. I think we all have an obligation and responsibility to work hard to also develop our region. And when we see the challenge for Europe and the Eurozone and what they call negative growth for some of the countries, we know that this can be a tough path if we not work hard and take all the opportunities to develop business, to develop trade, and to make our region and the whole of Europe more economically competitive and innovative. And me has been working for the steel industry for almost all my life, and now the board of a Finnish steel company. We know that the competition, the global competition, is really very tough, and if we are not in that race and develop our competitiveness, we will not have the social welfare, the good education system, and so on, if we don't develop all the business ideas that we can. And I think this way of working in the bench project with small and medium enterprises and with the support of all type of organizations, universities, Chamber of Commerce, state representatives, is a way that really can be really helpful for all companies. As one of the CEOs told to us that the officials cannot make the business, and that's really true, and we can be supportive. We could help open doors, but the business have to be made by businessmen and businesswomen, but we can support them, encourage them, and networking and do all the things that can promote and help their businesses. That is what we can do, and find the structure, develop structure. But the business itself have to be done by different companies. So I'm happy to see the results that Annika presented. I can reassure that Annika has been a hard-working lady here for several years and very tough and asked for results and been sitting in the evenings to present all the material. And so I'm very happy with your way of working. Thank you very much, Annika. And I also would like to say thank you to the Estonian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the University of Tartu, the Tartu Science Park, Lahti Development Company, Lahti University of Applied Science, Clean Tech Östergötland, Östsam Regional Council, Linköping University, and then, of course, ourselves, Annika. And so thank you so much. For me, I said in the speech in the beginning that I was sure that I would learn a lot, and it was really very interesting for me to listen to all the presentations from the universities, from the companies, from other people, and every day when you learn something extra, then it's a good day for me. Thank you. And then I would like to give a gift to Peter Gornishev. So this is our gift to you for your way of keeping the time schedule. Now it's 16:20. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And actually, from my side, from the Chamber of Commerce side, I am from the Bench Project side, would also like to thank Marju, who was behind the organization of this event. Marju, where are you? So she's organizing currently, so she's working, but also Haili, who is working somewhere there. Priit, who is sitting here, took pictures. Kaidi, who writes different news and articles. And Maria, who did press releases and worked pretty much on press and all this, what you saw from the presentations. And also all the bench people who helped to kind of actually didn't help, but we did this program together. So who were involved in making this thing happen. So a big applause to us now. And now the day continues, the evening continues. Let's look for the bright tomorrow. So have a good evening and bye-bye.